Welcome to the podcast Selling Real Estate with Kelly Cook, where we will discuss the latest and most relevant business strategies to help you do one thing extremely well: sell more homes. We'll discuss everything from business planning to lead generation and conversion to past client customer service and everything in between. Join us for authentic conversations and nuts and bolts takeaways you can implement into your business today. And now, Selling Real Estate with Kelly Cook.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Selling Real Estate with Kelly Cook. You might have noticed I don't think we had an episode last week. Took a little bit of a summer hiatus because why, Kelly? We talk about this in business planning and all of that. You've got to plan some vacations, right? You got to build it into your schedule.
You have to, yeah.
Have
I mean, I guess there is that person who's in maybe their young 20s, full of energy, right? Who's just starting out. Which, by the way, that's what I did. I mean, I'm not recommending it to anybody because, you know, I look back on it, I probably burnt out, didn't even know it. I don't know. But yeah, if you're hustling and you want to work 7 days a week for a couple of years, by all means, right? If you can knock that out, you will fast track your success. But yes, everyone else should at least take some time off.
Take a break, reset.
And
plan it. That's kind of the thing, right? So you can still hit your goals while having those built-in vacations. But Kelly just took his planned summer vacation. He had a great time with his kids going visiting some national parks. So we're so glad that Kelly got some rest, relaxation, and got to see some cool stuff. But he's back. We're back, and we're back here to talk about real estate, right, Kelly? Because that never really leaves your mind, right?
That's it. That's it. We're in the home stretch here now, 2026. It sounds weird to say that, but we really are. I mean, you're talking, 5 to 6 months left. Really 5 at this point. So it's not too late. Not too late. I think if you're behind, don't just give up. Reassess your situation and plan to try to reset a goal and hit that goal. Don't just give up in 26 and say, I'll just count everything towards 27. No, like this is the time. You still have plenty of time. If it was November, fine. Maybe I'll get you away with that one, right? But outside of that, don't do that. Because that's what the average agent does. And there's deals out there to be had. I mean, you're talking about, I know it's not our topic here, but you're talking about one of the weirdest for us summers, July and Junes in Phoenix, because typically it becomes, relatively predictable in terms of being slower. It wasn't. In some zip codes, it was not, especially some suburbs, it was not, which is oddly weird considering what's going on in the world, the country, season,
maybe a good indicator. Phoenix usually is a little bit ahead of some of the real estate trends. So maybe it's a good indicator. But yeah, like Kelly said, there's still plenty of time in the year to get yourself back on track. And if you haven't already, don't be afraid to look at new tools as well to help get you on track. I know that usually we like to plan if we're going to use tools or we're going to change a strategy. Maybe you like to do that, plan it at the end of the year to implement at the beginning, but it's not too late to do that, especially if you're trying to catch up to your goals. And we've talked a lot about different AI tools that are coming out. More and more are, I swear, I think every day I see a new bot with some new name for some new company, right? And there's a bunch of them out there, but Real actually is introducing its own AI bot, AI agent, AI platform. And we're going to talk a little bit about that today and kind of what that looks like. I understand it's in beta right now, Kelly, right? So still kind of testing out, but yeah, let's get into that. Kelly, what's that all about?
Yeah, I'll give you some specific examples here so you guys know exactly what we're talking about. But the point is that if you don't have an AI agent or AI bot, if you will, whatever you call it, but the agent is probably the appropriate name for it, then you are starting to get behind the 8 ball because you probably have a bunch of data in your database. I don't care if it's 75 leads or 7,500 or 75,000. You have data in your database that, people have gone dead, people went cold, and you should have some closed past clients, sphere of influence type people that know, like, and trust you, that are in your database as well. Well, now AI has come as far as we all know to be able to send messages customized to each individual person in your database on your behalf that is for the specific goal or thing that is happening with their life. It is wild. And here's a cool thing is there's companies that are coming out with this that are offering it, right? And it's fairly pricey right now. The cost of it might come down in the future. We'll see because, there'll be more of this introduced to the marketplace. But right now, Real is the only brokerage that is offering this, that has this in natively on their platform because they own their own tech. And so we've seen a big benefit, and this is not a plug, guys. If you're with a different brokerage and you're happy there, that's awesome. But this is just letting you know what's out there, whether you get it from a brokerage or from a third party company that you're paying. But what's out there are these AI agents that will go into your database. They will scan the profile of John Smith, one of your leads or past clients, or however you have them tagged. They will read the tags. They will understand the tags, the categories, how you have them segmented inside your database. And then it will formulate an appropriate message to send to that particular lead. Right now, the one with Real is just email. It's going to be text as well, and then eventually will be phone. But right now, guys, here, let me give you an example. So I just connect, and it's as easy as they are having an open API with whatever CRM you use. They're not trying to create a CRM and use their CRM. They're trying to overlay on top of a CRM that you choose to use an AIRM, artificial intelligence relationship management tool. Okay. And they work in conjunction with the open API. The two-way notes and everything else in both platforms. But the cool thing is, for example, I had a client who I just spoke with actually about, I don't know, probably 3 weeks ago. He had reached out. We use actually Fellow, which, that's a whole nother conversation, but they help people, help bring leads to the surface of people who might be closer to sell because they're clicking on buttons like, yes, I want my home value, or maybe a cash offer, that sort of thing, right?
Tracking all the data. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, that all syncs with our database. We use Sierra. And so right now, there was a communication point that came up that said, hey, Mike, this guy's name's Mike, actually wanted to know his home value. So I call him like any good agent should and say, hey, Mike, what's going on? I haven't talked to him. Obviously, I haven't talked to him for a while because I sold him his house, I don't know, 12 years ago. And he's like, yeah, Kelly, hey, he was really nice. And he's like, look, I'm looking at maybe retiring in about a year. Thought I might get an idea of if what the value of the house probably is worth today, just for the fun of it. But I am going to be selling within a year. So cool. And so we talked, and we created a plan. I put the notes in the database. Well, then what happened is Real's AI agent, Hey Leo, that's specific for just me and you and you and you, whatever agents with Real. And by the way, guys, this is free if you're with the brokerage, which is even wild, more crazy. It's a service they provide to the agents. But what they did is you connect their AI agent, Hey Leo, which is in your profile, knows you and everything about you as an agent with Real, to your database, your CRM. And then all your contacts get uploaded. It then scans everything, reads it like we talked about. And what it did, the first message it sent out, I saw it because I was kind of curious. Like it hopefully doesn't, blow this thing up.
Yeah.
Right.
It's talking to clients on your behalf. You want to know what it's saying.
Yeah. Yeah. So, hey, what the heck? Let's go. Because I know there's money in the database that I'm not uncovering. I know it. And all of us agents, we know it. And so the first message it sent out was to this Mike. And I said, oh, Mike, I just spoke to him like 3 weeks ago. This is curious. What did it say? So I click on it. And what it did was it sent a message like, hey, Mike, this is Kelly. I just want to check in here. I saw this property here in such and such zip code address. Here it is. Just sold about 3 or 4 days ago. And it's very similar to your property. And since you're looking to possibly sell in the near future, I thought I'd just give you a quick idea of maybe the values of what's going on in your area. And it sent them the link to the property because they have their own IDX, right? Real has their own search portal like a Zillow or a Redfin. And so the link's there. Mike can click on it, which I did because I can see everything on the back end, of course, right? And it pulled up the nice, looking closed property for what it closed for, all the specs, everything. And I was like, that is freaking really cool. Like that, I didn't do a thing, and it knew that.
And are these based on notes you had in your CRM or recorded phone conversation? Like how did, what was the information that it pulled from? Okay.
All of it. Your notes, you'll scan your notes. It knows the status, like is it a past client or do you have it like in a hot category because they're actively searching? It can see how it searches on the IDX of your CRM if you have one attached to it. All those things. What I love about this, Elizabeth, is that it also forces you as an agent to put good notes in your CRM, which we should have been doing since day one of our real estate career, because we always talk about databases. Your one thing that is sellable in your business. It's sellable. And if somebody tomorrow came with a bag of $1 million cash and said, "I want to buy your database if you would like to retire or whatever," right? Here's $1 million cash, but I want to see it first to make sure it's,
you want to make
legit.
sure it's worth that $1 million. Yeah.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden they look at it and they go, "Oof, you're closing these deals, but man, this thing's a hot mess. I don't see notes from this person's a closed past client. You have no notes in here from when you spoke to him last. So apparently you spoke to him last 7 years ago. Well, how am I going to get that person again for a repeat deal? You haven't done it. You haven't kept in contact or whatever, right? So it forces you to do that, because now you're going to have an assistant who, without talking to you, to get an update from you, so you're not in the middle of everything, will just simply do the work for you, and on a very high level. So it's wild, guys. So I would highly recommend that if you are not with a brokerage like Real, I guess it's the only one that's providing something like this, to try to find a tool. I don't know of another one that's doing it like this at this high of a level, because again, you have to remember that with Reels, the AI they own, it's not like it's white labeled Chat GPT or anything of that nature, or LLM that they're white labeling that's using Claude as the backend. This is their own backend, their own AI, and it's specific to the closed ecosystem of everything on the back end of Real, because it's their own tech that they own as well. So it's really intuitive from that standpoint. So anyways, if you want to have a conversation about this and what that could do for your business and your leads, I would love to chat with you about that. And because I think Real's the best brokerage on the planet by far, not just because of what it provides from a tech standpoint to help your business run smoother, but also the financial benefits and the low fees and from a cost standpoint too.
And clearly it's always evolving too. I will say that. Like, yes, other brokerages are probably going to start offering things like this down the line,
You would hope.
but Real has been and I'm totally brokerage agnostic.
Yes.
All of that. But I will say, just from conversations with Kelly and other agents, they do seem to be kind of on the cutting edge of a lot of things, kind of getting there first. So, yeah, very, very cool. Kelly, if somebody does want to have a conversation with you about Real, about the new tech, or, anything else real estate related, where can they reach you?
Yeah, it'd be great. Instagram, hit me up at Kelly Cook Homes. Shoot me a DM. Love to chat with you there. And then, of course, you can always check out other things like our YouTube channel, Everything Phoenix by Kelly
Yeah.
Cook, and so on and so forth.
Which I do, just kind of to tail end this as well. I do, from, my philosophies and my personal experience, if you're using something like the AI agent that Kelly was talking about here, or something else, Fellow, Felix, though, something like that, I do highly recommend still having some sort of video content or personal messages going out as well, because you can send out these messages to these people, but if they're kind of a looser lead, they don't actually know who you are, you have to give them something to start kind of building trust with you, right? A YouTube channel that they can go reference and actually see you, know that you're legit and you know what you're talking about when it comes to real estate. A video blog, or just personal messages that go out, as stories to your database. Something like that, though. Please make sure you pair some sort of authentic content with this, because that's going to help your conversions and help people trust you.
I totally agree. That was very well said. I always look at, like, you still have to do your job, right? You're
It
the
is not a
catcher in a baseball game.
replacement. Yes.
Yeah. You're the catcher in the baseball game, and the AI is just like the backstop. So if the ball gets by you on some leads, it will catch it. Hopefully, still be able to revive the person or whatever it may be, right? Keep a more personal touch that way. But yeah, you're still doing your job. That's very well said.
Absolutely. All right, everybody. We will see you all next time, and we hope you have a great day. Bye, Kelly.
See you guys.